Hey everyone, welcome back to the Broad Bros where automation meets action. This video is a continuation to the interview preparation series. In this video, we are going to see the top 5 questions on the state machine. So without wasting time, let's get started. So the first question is, what is the state machine? This is an RE framework which is the best example for the state machines. So let's see the key points of state machines. Like in the state machine, process is divided into different states. Like the RE framework, we have then each step performs in different actions. Like in init we have the different actions, then in the if you go in the get transaction data, there are different actions. Then one state move to the another state with the help of the transitions, where we can use the state machines for the complex workflow with the multiple conditions, and where we need the transaction based processes like the RE framework is. So overall answer to this simple question is like a state machine in UiPath Studio is a workflow where execution moves between different state based on the conditions. And here the process is divided into different state. Each state performs and different actions. And we can use this state machine for the complex workflow with the multiple conditions. With this, let's move to the next question. So our next question is, what are the stages under the state? So there are total state. So there are total three stages, that is entry, exit, and the transition in the state. Okay. So entry is nothing but where we can add the activities which are performed when the state becomes active. The activities like read queue, process transactions, kind of. And the exit stage, nothing but like activities which are executed just before leaving the state. That is after completing entry, the exist activities like cleaning up data, logging, or resetting the variables, or closing all the applications if you want, kind of. Okay. And the third stage is nothing but the transitions, so which contains the rules for moving to the another state from one to another. There are total three stages: entry, exit, and transitions. No one is going to ask what are those. If they ask, you can answer simply like I told. So with that, let's move to the next question. The third question is, what is transition in state machine? So it's a very simple question. Like for the states, we are connecting one state to the another state with the help of transitions. So we can define the transition like the transition are those who connects one state with the another state with the help of the some condition in between them. So in the transition, we can add the conditions here. Now let's move to the fourth question, that is, what are triggers in state machine and their types? So if you come again to the state machine workflow, so triggers are nothing but the condition that we are defining into the transitions, which helps to move one state to another state. Okay. So if you go under the any transitions, so here we can see the trigger option, and we can add in the here the triggers, and based on the triggers, it will move one state to the another state. Okay. So simple definition of the trigger is like triggers are the event with the help of that we are moving from the one state to the another state. And now what are the types of triggers, right? So there are two triggers, like event based and the condition triggers. So event based means we can add here event like on based on any email received, or based on any file we have added in particular folder, kind of triggers we can add here. And the condition means we can define here the conditions, which is boolean based condition. So based on this true or false, it will move to the next condition. With the help of the triggers which are defined into the transitions, we can move from one state to the another state. Like in initialization, all things go, all applications are open successfully, there is no any system exception. Then the process move to the get transition, because in the successful we have added system exception is nothing. So this is the conditions. Let's move to our last question, that is, how many final state can we add in the state machine? Okay. So we can add the multiple final state in the state machines, and we can drop down multiple states. There is no any limit to add the final state, because see, there will be the many stages, right, of the final, like success. Like if there is a success, then we are closing all the things, we don't need to process it, or there will be an error. In this case, we are sending the mails, and there will be suppose transactions aids, then we are going to call the dispatcher or something, whatever it is, right? So we have the multiple final state that we can add.